The fallout continues tonight after the editor-in-chief for the Atlantic magazine reported in an article that he had mistakenly been included in a group chat discussing plans for an attack in Yemen. KCAU-9 Washington correspondent Vinay Simlot has the latest.
Administration officials were using an app called Signal to discuss the planning and timing of U.S. airstrikes on the Houthis. That's a terrorist organization based in Yemen. Now, that app is considered more secure than conventional text messages, but cyber experts warn it can still be hacked.
If this information had gotten out, American lives could have been lost.
Blowback in a congressional hearing on Tuesday after the editor-in-chief of the Atlantic magazine, Jeffrey Goldberg, says he was added to a chain discussing military strikes in Yemen. His story says the chain included information about targets, weapons the U.S. would be deploying, and attack sequencing.
This is utterly unprofessional. There's been no apology.
CIA Director John Ratcliffe confirmed he was on the chat.
My communications, to be clear, in a Signal message group were entirely permissible and lawful.
Goldberg says the Secretary of Defense, Vice President, and Secretary of State were also involved. At the hearing, the Director of National Intelligence wouldn't confirm whether she was on the chat.
There was no classified material that was shared.
The author says National Security Advisor Mike Waltz added him.
We are looking into and reviewing how the heck he got into this room.
And President Donald Trump responded to the story at a meeting with ambassadors.
So I've asked you to immediately study that and find out. If people are able to break into a system, you know, they've made a big deal out of this because we've had 2 perfect months.
Reactions among Republicans were mixed.
Obviously, that was a mistake and a serious one.
This evening, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz appeared on Fox News and said he took full responsibility for what happened and said the Trump administration made a mistake and they're committed to moving forward. Now, Democrats have called for the resignations of the National Security Advisor and the Secretary of Defense, but the Trump administration says the focus on these messages is intended to be a distraction from a successful military mission. In Washington, I'm Vinay Simlot. Back to you.